Chargers outlook. One of the wide receivers in this league is eyeing a possible return to the West Coast. Find out who that may be here on Charger Syndicate. Hello, fam. What is going on? It is I, Jake Silva, here on Charger Syndicate, giving you everything LA Chargers news and so much more. If it is your first time here on the channel scrolling through, don't just keep scrolling, guys. I encourage you guys to check this video out. And also, while you're at it, like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Keep you up to date on future and past videos here on Charger Syndicate. This channel is also brought to you by greengridiron.com. If you want your very own customized life-size helmet, collectible miniature helmet of your favorite team with your kind of style, check out greengridiron.com. And before checkout, use promo code LACSYN, that is LACSYN, for your exclusive discount before checkout at greengridiron.com. All right, Charger fans, we're getting excited for free agency. And yet again, another piece of news has started to come out. So the Los Angeles Chargers now apparently seem to be leaked to a potential wide receiver who is now eyeballing of a potential return to the West Coast, and that receiver is Jets wide receiver Davante Adams. Now, we briefly talked about him a while back when it came to trade options, and a lot of Charger fans, even including myself, was basically saying, no, we don't want to end up trading for him because we don't want to deal with the baggage. Now, Davante Adams ended up coming out and saying that as a possible return to the West Coast, there were three teams in mind that were leaked: the San Francisco 49ers, the Los Angeles Rams, and the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, Davante Adams has already been in the West Coast when he went and reunited with Derek Carr, his longtime teammate in Fresno State, with the Las Vegas Raiders at the time. So surprisingly, though, Davante Adams last year, after playing with both the Raiders and the Jets, he had ended up with 85 catches, 1,063 receiving yards, 8 receiving touchdowns, and averaging 12.5 yards a play. Now, Davante Adams dealt with much of the turmoil where the Raiders really did not do him much of favors after they got rid of Derek Carr, and then they went and started with Jimmy Garoppolo, Aiden O'Connell, and the list all went down by the time he had Gardner Minshew, Aiden still being there, and then Desmond Ridder. And he wanted out. Now, he wanted to reunite with Aaron Rodgers, and the second that he goes to the New York Jets, lots of hell started going loose as well. Aaron Rodgers wasn't quite playing to the best of his stature, and there was more turmoil internally in the building to where head coach Robert Saleh gets fired. GM Joe Douglas starts to get fired. Now, they bring in Davante Adams, and Davante Adams is seeing from before his own very eyes of just how much dysfunction was in this Jets team. Now, he's eyeballing a return to the West Coast, and Charger fans have left them with question marks of why should we even consider getting Davante Adams? Here's some of the pros that we already know. Davante Adams, veteran receiver at 32 years old. We know what kind of play stature that he has when he is healthy. Still able to get 1,000 receiving yards. The other thing is, too, is that he could still be a potential threat on the field. But here's also the downside, is that the Chargers need more youth and speed when it comes to the wide receivers. The other thing is Jim Harbaugh, he's dealt with a lot of baggage over his years of coaching, that the last thing you want to do is bring more baggage and toxicity into the organization. Now, remember, Charger fans have trolled Davante Adams multiple times, even with the Raiders. And of course, that's a rivalry talk. But we know that he was kind of a little bit in his feelings and retaliated back after some of the posts that were put out that were more for trolling purposes. But regardless of that, I mean, the Chargers could potentially try to make this work with Davante Adams and have him paired up with Justin Herbert, because he really hasn't been outside his means out of Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr. The only time was when he had Jimmy Garoppolo and when he had Gardner Minshew. But after all that, he really hasn't produced with somebody that's outside the means like a Justin Herbert or any other quarterback in this league pertaining more to the AFC or the NFC. So to me, I mean, if the Chargers, if they're willing to do this, I would rather not take on a deal that could potentially become a contract liability. But I would say more for if you're going to come in and work with the LA Chargers, you got to stick to the LA Chargers standard that Jim Harbaugh has bestowed upon in this locker room and out on the field. That is it here on Charger Syndicate. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button, keep you up to date on future past videos. Jake Silva signing off, and we'll see you guys on the next video. And also remember to always bolt up.